Merry meet and welcome to Lex Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor, and today I wanted to introduce you to our new weekly format. So we will from now on be having a weekly video where we do still cover the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine energy, and you can decide how that resonates with you, whether it be to bounce out your own internal energies or if you check in with a twin flame connection. But then from there, we're then going to have our tarot and oracle card reading together to let us know how we can really plan and get advice for the week ahead. And we're going to start just being a lot more intentional in how we balance out these energies together. And so with that, let's go ahead and begin. So first, for our Divine Masculine card, we do have the Integral Philosopher. I bring myself out. And then you may wish to pause and screenshot in order to further embody and engage with this energy. Now, ultimately what this is going to be letting us know is over the course of this week there is this energy, this need for you to be a lot more direct in presenting your truth and presenting yourself. There is a need to interact with that skill set that you uniquely have, that you have throughout the course of this life been guided to gain, and to really dive back into that. There's also this message to connect with an inner child and connect with the skill set that you just naturally had from when you were young, and what really interested you and why, and how has that maybe developed you and brought you into a greater skill set that you have now. And to really understand those steps from A to Z is what is coming out in regards to the Divine Masculine. Understanding that you're going to be a lot more direct in this week, and if you're looking into this twin flame partnership, that your twin flame is going to be a lot more direct in doing things that they love and working on their hobbies and their passions. So definitely making sure that there is plenty of space that is created is going to be so important for the Divine Feminine or for that internal self. So with that, our Divine Feminine card that is coming out today is Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. So whether, again, you are balancing out your own internal energies, or if you are balancing out between yourself and your partner, this is letting you know that this space is being created in such a very natural space, because you are naturally a caregiver for one thing, but something too, this is a powerhouse of a being. So you are not limiting yourself. You are not saying that I am only here to create space for this individual. You are here saying, like, it is natural for me to have created this space for you. So simply, yes, go frolic and have this energy. And again, if you're balancing out internally, then this is letting you know that you naturally have these capabilities, and that is even better because you're tapping into those natural skill sets that you have. So no matter where you are here, you are tapping into a natural skill set during this week, and you are encouraging that side of yourself so that you can be further into alignment with your higher self and that divine femme, divine masculine self. So with that, we are in a moment of big transformation. We are within a time frame of Scorpio. We just had the new moon in Scorpio. We do have Samhain coming up tomorrow. And it is just a very big time of transformation, a very big time to review where we have been, what we really need to let go of so that we can bring in a new sense of self and a new intentions and what we want out of ourselves and others around us. So with that, we have a couple of big cards. So let's go ahead and just dive into the different decks. First, we have our Archetypes deck. The first thing coming out, we do have the Temple. So this is letting us know that it is so important for you right now, especially during this week. It is so important for you to create a sacred space, and if you do not have a sacred space, to go to a place where you can have a place of worship. And it really is just very straightforward that it is imperative for you this week to have a place that you can identify as a temple. Also with that, because this is a very natural week, you can also identify your body as a temple, and so be sure that you are taking care of yourself this week too. Self-care is going to be so important. Make yourself a priority is the key message here. Make yourself physical, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually a priority this week. Because with that, we do have the Storm coming out. So this is very similar to the Tower. So this is letting you know that there is going to be a very big external change that is coming out around you. It is going to be brought about with this sense of personal power. So while you are remaining powerful in this moment, your external world is being brought down around you, and understand that that is where this transformation is happening. It is happening externally so that the internal self, you bring yourself out, your internal self starts to be expressed more authentically. And then following along that, we have the kiss. So there is, okay, so frequency of love. Your natural tongue is a frequency of love. And then we have the kiss. So this is letting us know, especially if you're here checking in with the twin flame partnership, that during this week, you are becoming a lot more sacred to each other. You are finding ways to be able to balance out with each other a little bit more, but there is going to be a chaotic nature outside of your union, outside of that. So just remembering the affection that you have for each other, remembering to be sensual with each other, to be sensual with yourself is going to be so important. Remembering that self-care and bringing a little bit of romance with the universe is going to be so important over the course of this week, because it really is a transformative week. There is an ascension happening here. And so with that, let's go ahead. We are kind of going a little bit fast through this, but these messages are just very fast and hard. And if there is any need for you to go, and if you want to pause and screenshot for any of these, I definitely encourage you to do that, because you may be called to further meditate on any of these images, honestly, today. Okay, so moving forward with that, we now have our soul cards. So with this, there are two major messages that are coming forward. There is something said that you are seeing beyond the picture that is presented in front of you, that you are seeing in between the lines. There is also a message here of abundance, that you may only see emptiness before you, but the reality is that you are otherwise covered in abundance. So there is a need to recognize exactly how much surrounds you right now. That is going to also be so imperative to understand in regards to the chaos of the storm and what is whirling around. So there is a lot of seeing, of being at the center of the eye of a tornado, which is typically the calmest area, but there are whirling winds around you. And so that is really what's coming forward personally for me within this. There are more messages within this card, but I am being encouraged that if you are drawn to this card, that those messages are personal for you, and for you to follow your intuition in regards to what you are seeing with this image. And then we do have another soul card. And so this one to me is the personification of that transformation that is happening. Your internal self is coming outward, as well as being able to express itself, and almost to the point where it will be difficult to determine exactly your external self versus your internal self, because it will all become so cohesive and come together to form this higher self that you are needing to become, this higher divine self that you are creating. There is a message here between both of these cards that you are surrounded with by spirit. That spirit is helping you in this transformation. So do not ever think that you are alone. Okay. And so for our next one, we do have our Rumi Oracle, for which I will read for us. And we have the lover and the beloved, number 35. When you move beyond consciousness, you caress the beloved. When you move into the unknown, beyond everything, the beloved caresses you. Rumi. It is not enough to love me. I want you to allow me to love you. It is not enough to desire me, to want to be closer to me. I want to reach out to you and grab a hold of you, drawing you into me and never letting you be apart from me again. There is so much more for us to experience, you and me. There is simply gazing, even with love, at each other from a distance. Let me take you into my arms. Let me hold you until we cease to know or care where you and I once were, you and I, for instead we will be one. Will you allow it? Will you allow me? Will you allow us to be? Oh, sweet beloved, the divine, the great beloved has a passionate desire for you, to love you, to touch you, to make the divine presence known to you, so that you will cease to fear the darkness, take delight in all of life, and become mesmerized by the beauty of love in its endless emanations. But how we resist love at first. Oh yes, we have been burned before, have we not? Abandoned, betrayed, so painfully disappointed, cast aside, and suffered at the hands of some unworthy lover. Can this great divine love affair be tarred with the same brush, with the same bitter expectations that keep the heart closed? You are too beautiful to be hidden away behind a bitter and gated heart that is unworthy of you. So then can you allow the great beloved to reach for you, to receive that sacred touch every day, to be spoken to with words of love, to receive. You who give of yourself, can you recognize the beloved wishes to give to you too? These need not be mutually exclusive happenings. Come now, deep down you know the genius of the divine is such that in being received much is given. You shall not be selfish in letting yourself be seen in love. Allow it, rejoice in it, take delight in allowing yourself to receive love, and let the world soak up the ardent glow of your sensual surrender into the great beloved's embrace. This oracle brings you a message. Something has to change in your physical world. You are in need of more substance, more love, more connection, and more nourishment that touches your body and soul and brings them deeper into oneness with each other, with life, with love. Dare you open up and allow that love in. The great beloved has desired that this be so. Will you heed that holy desire? Will you allow love in? Say yes. If you find this difficult, now is the time to gently, carefully, tend to the walls you once placed between yourself and life. Walls of tentiveness, excessive caution, fear of abandonment and betrayal, doubt of your own lovableness, and doubts based on past pain without substance. You are so much greater than these crumbling walls. They are the stuff that is designed for demolition, not devotion and honoring. Can you begin to unpack the bricks that you mistakenly believed were essential to your safety and well-being? You are too vast to see for that small puddle of thought now. The oceanic world of love is your true home, and the sun beating down upon you. It is too hot to gaze at the ocean longingly from afar, or even stand by its edge. Strip off your layers, run to the ocean and dive in. This oracle brings you special guidance. An offer or opportunity is on its way to you, or has recently been presented. It may be an idea you have been nurturing, or one presented to you by another person. Sit with it. Do you feel exhilarated? Do you feel energy at the thought of saying yes? Then say yes. Allow yourself to receive. There is divine encouragement in taking risks that feel wild and alive to your heart. Sacred honoring ritual. Place your hands in prayer and say, may the almighty divine love and my most beloved brother Rumi bless me with the opportunity to truly receive in all ways divine abundance and prosperity being delivered to me now by the grace and mercy of the heavens. May I clear and heal my resistance to receiving life truly, that I may attain my divine destiny and know and receive love truly in all its majesty. So be it. You can rest for as long as feels good, then you have finished your honoring ritual. So, felt a little perfect for what we may be experiencing throughout this week, so definitely keep that in mind and feel free to save this video if you need to come back and revisit that message of love. With that, let's take a look into the sacred power that we are working with over this week. And so the first card that we have is Sacred Wisdom. So this is very straightforward of the power that you're going to be working with, and that is the power of knowledge. That is the power of working with your personal guides and understanding exactly what they have meant for you within this lifetime and what this transformation truly means, because you're really going to start seeing things from a new elevation, from a new perspective. And with this, we do have an affirmation. I honor the divine God and or goddess within me. I accept and embrace the love and power it offers me now and always. And with this, we do have the advice of think carefully, consider all options in your life transitions, which is perfect as we are going through this transformative time. And we do have another, which is self-love. So seems pretty self-explanatory for this one, but really just goes alongside all these different messages that we've been receiving. So the affirmation for this one is, I nurture the child within me. I am complete, whole, and secure. I am safe. And our advice, be courageous. Listen to your own advice. So very beautiful messages for us coming out in this week, and our main takeaways to understand how we're balancing out our internal energies or maybe working with our partners is to allow grace to allow ourselves to speak only with love, especially for ourselves, and to really entreat ourselves with abundance of self-care and understanding that we are working through a very powerful transition, and give yourself the grace that you need as you and your partner go through that. And simply allow the external world to fall away, because you will always remain and the divine will always catch you. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Please do not forget to comment below and gain support from a like-minded community. And I'll definitely see you guys next time. Blessed be. So very beautiful messages for us coming out in this week, and our main takeaways to understand how we're balancing out our internal energies, or maybe working with our partners, is to allow grace to allow ourselves to speak only with love, especially for ourselves, and to really entreat ourselves with abundance of self-care and understanding that we are working through a very powerful transition, and give yourself the grace that you need as you and your partner go through that. And simply allow the external world to fall away, because you will always remain and the divine will always catch you. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Please do not forget to comment below and gain support from a like-minded community. And I'll definitely see you guys next time. Blessed be.